So I went to Baby Lock Tech, and while I was there, they showed me two attachments that I'd not seen before. And they're for the cover stitch machines, okay? So the Euphoria, the Applaud, the Triumph, the Ovation if you have the alternate table, although I think one of them fits on it. I'll have to think about that. Um, but they're all cover stitch attachments, really. So I'm going to show you those, and I'm going to shut that and show you that later. So I actually kept my Applaud out because I wanted to do some work on that. And I don't like changing machines because they're heavy. So you're going to see it all on the Applaud. But remember, the Applaud is a cover stitch machine as well. So, and I can still use my wipers even with, anyway, I won't go on about that. But just this, these attachments can be used on any of the machines that have cover stitch. So I'm just going to show you what I've got. That doesn't look very good. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, that's because it's the table. So this is my new camera, and look, it's really cool because I think I can got audio sources here. Okay, so watch this. I can zoom right in. Isn't that cool? So I'm going to leave it there. So what it is it's called the swing guide, and the idea of it is that you can attach things to it so that you can move them out the way and open up the machine and rethread or whatever you need to do. So quite cool. It doesn't work with everything. It works with a lot. It works with the, I'm going to quickly go through the belt loop binders, the double fold bias binders, the small ones, the round ones, not the knit woven, the plain hemmers, the single downturn fellers, and the single fold bias binder. And the idea behind it is that you screw it on to the set of holes nearest the back of the machine. Not, there's two sets, remember? And you screw it on. I did that because I did. And then the idea is that you attach your binders. And I'm going to use the triple belt binder because I am. And what I have to do is I have to transfer this section onto that section. So if you know me, I'm hopeless with a screwdriver, but I'm just moving it. So I'm going to undo it, try not to drop it. This might be easier to do with the swing guide off the machine, but I'm going to have a go with it on because I've already put the swing guide on. So you can see the swing guide. Just remember this lip here has to go at the back, and there's only one place you can put the screws, so not too difficult to work out. And then what you're going to do is attach the, this is the challenging bit for me, it's operating a screwdriver. My gran used to use the expression like a cow with a musket. Whoops, I've got one in. I'm going to get the other one in and then I'll tighten it. Because it doesn't help that I'm a million miles from the machine. You can tell when I concentrate because I have to go quiet. Right, there we have it. It is attached, okay? Just let me get a bit closer. Right, so the idea is that you can swing it out the way and you can move it left and right because obviously I want to center it over the needles. So I'm just going to make sure it's tight enough. And this, as I say, moves either way. So I'm just going to tighten that. There, it's nice and firm now. At least I think it is. And what I'm going to do is I know I could tighten this more. Hang on, it's these ones that need to be tightened, I think. Right. So basically, I can now, if I loosen this, I can swing it out the way. So it just makes life easier. And a lot of machines have these, and I have a pink strip here. And what I'm going to do is I am going to put it through the machine. Now, since I am using the Applaud, I might just as well thread one of the wipers. At the moment, I've got the wipers disconnected because I've got this button down, but I'm just going to reconnect them, and we'll have a stitch on top. So I'm going to use the left binder. I'm just going to use one binder. So I'm going to put that through the front here, and then through there. I already know that my cover stitch is working because I said to you, whenever you use this machine, always make sure your cover stitch is working. And I'm going to take my strip, feed it in. I'm using a cotton, so I have cut it a fraction wider than they say in the book, because I find with cotton, that's the best thing to do. And what I've got to do is make sure it's lined up correctly. If I need to move it, I can move it by sliding this up and over by loosening this screw. And so I'm going to use my thing to take one stitch. It looks good enough. I'm going to engage my wipers. So holding my thread back there, just going to make sure it's nailed the thread. Can you see that it has? I can put that a bit higher. Just want you to see the thread that's going just in front of the needle, so that when it stitches over that. And I'm going to cut that piece of thread because it is at risk of getting caught in my wipers. Find my foot control and stitch. Of course, I used an orange, and I can see that it fractionally needs to move over to a bit. So let me unscrew that and slide it over. Don't want to go that far as I miss the stitch. So I'm going to reposition it and try again. It's better. And I'll show it to you when it comes off. You see my fabric's just a fraction wider than the thing, and that will work to my advantage at the end. So remember, I'm using cover stitch, so pull it off from the back. Don't put it round to the side like we do with the serger. And there you go. I could still have moved it over a bit more. And the back's covered. So pretty cool, pretty cool. Anyway, so that is the swing binder. And as I say, it doesn't work with every attachment, but it does work with the belt loop binder, double fold bias binders, the small ones, not the big knit woven ones, the plain hemmer, the single turn down turn fellers, and the single fold bias binder. So that is worth a consideration. And then I'm going to take this off now. So I have to use a screwdriver because it's right. And then this just comes undone. And that is that attachment, okay? So I can take this off, and remember to keep your other section, because if you want to put it back on, you'll need to use this. But I'm going to keep them together and deal with them later. Is that the double fold bias binder? No, it was the triple belt binder, okay? Triple belt binder. Right, so then, and it comes with good instructions all written out. Funnily enough, it is actually yeah. So here you can see this picture. That's actually probably the double fold bias binder there. But funny enough, the pictures are done on the Applaud, which I was surprised to see. And then the other attachment they have is this one. And this one is cool. Okay. I was going to zoom you out a bit because you don't need to see that close up. So this one is for doing hems. And what you do is you put that section on and you put that section on top of it, and you're going to put it in the first set of screws, first screw marks. And you can set it so that you can get the perfect hem. I know a lot of you are like that. So here we have it set up. And how it works is that, so let me get the piece of paper so I get it the right way round. This is how much my hem is, and I can move this up and down and make it ½ inch or whatever, or as wide as this thing is virtually. And what you're going to do is you're going to fold that in there, fold that over there. So that's my hem. That's the bit it's going to. Let me just do that a bit better. Right. Got my foot down. And what I have to do is make sure that I have actually filled this underside with fabric. Okay, there it is. Can you see it's in the little groove there? I had it on a low number. I've moved it up. So I'm going to sew, and then what I'll do is I'll check it. I had it on a low stitch length, too low. So I've got to keep checking that it's in the groove, but it pretty much stays in there once you've got it in there, and it just runs. There you go. It's behaving itself, it's all sat in there, and it just stitches away. So pretty nice for hems. Now I've got to tell you, it's not going to work on a curved hem. It needs to be a straight hem. Keep it at the back. And there you have it. And you see how it's stitched over the edge perfectly? It's sometimes a fiddle to get it to stitch perfectly over the edge. Of course, I'm probably not going to do that with a knit, only a woven, and I did keep the decorative stitch on the front there. But see, it's sewn right over the edge. So that is cool too. Any questions on those two? And let me just show you what that is. This is, I'll show you what the two things are, because I know you'll ask me the numbers. And this is, I won't give you the French. I'll try and find the English. Swing Guide, BLES8SG. And remember, it will fit on any of the cover stitch machines. Well, no, that's not strictly true. It'll fit on the Euphoria, the Applaud, the Triumph. It'll fit on the Ovation if you have that additional table that has two sets of screws, not the one set. Okay, so that is the Swing Guide. And then the Hem Guide. I think the Hem Guide, if I'm not wrong, will fit on the Ovation as well. I'm going to give you the picture of the hem guide number and the hem guide, fabric hemming and guide set. And I do like this, and I will be using this a lot, is BLC4FHG. And as I said, it sews right over the edge on those wovens when you want that. Will it fit on the Evolution? I need to do some work on that. I think it probably would. I think it probably would, but I probably need to check that. Or you could check it by going in and checking out the attachments for your Evolution and the Accolade. But I think it would. It doesn't say on here, but I think it would. But I would definitely check that, and I will try and check that tomorrow too. Okay, so what's the next thing I want to talk to you about? I want to talk about something that I didn't mention when I did my rundown on the Applaud, and I think it's a big deal. So, as far as manuals go, you do get, an instruction book on how it works and everything, but there's something better than that in here. Let me just open it up. So, let me move you along. Do you see where it has a code? This is a code, and you scan it, and it brings up videos on how to thread and things like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my phone and I'm going to show you how to do that because I'm sure some of you won't know. Okay, so this is my phone and I've got an Android, and if I do it twice, it comes up with all these things like sound, auto rotate, airplane mode, flashlight, all that kind of thing. And just here, it's got a button that says scan QR code. So I'm going to hit that. Okay. And you can see it's got a little box. Whoops, I lost it. Of course I did. And what it's going to do is it's going to look for that code, and it's going to open the link, and it takes you to the Applaud. And can you see that it has threading the wipers? So you press on the start thing, and it will run a video on how to thread the wipers. And it also has threading the needle. See, they're threading the wipers there. You can see the cones going on. And it also has threading the chain looper, which is something people often get wrong. So that is pretty cool that it has that. And that is the modern way of machines. A lot of them give you the manual via a code like that. And it's the way it's going. So you're all going to have to work out how to scan. And if I could do it, anybody can. So I'm just going back to my live. I'm going to bring you around to me. Just, whoops. There you are. I lost you. Just let me come back to my live so that I can see if there's any questions. Still trying to scam me. Right. Okay. So do I have any questions? Somebody said they got the fabric hemming guide. Oh, didn't you like my camera? Wasn't it good? Somebody said, does it work on a knit? It would work on a knit, but you have to be more careful. All those types of things are so much easier with crisp fabric, but it absolutely would work with a knit. The thing I want to be cautious of is, did you see how it sewed over the edge? When you do that on a knit, you can sometimes, because it's a bit thicker, you can sometimes get a problem. But you know something? Always try these things. Don't take my word for it. And it really depends on what kind of knit it is. So it's worth a try at the best of times. With an iPhone, you just take a photo of it. Great. Judy says she tuned in late. Is the Applaud the new top of the line? It is a new cover stitch machine. It just does cover stitch, but it has these wipers that add a lot to it and make it very decorative. So I've done some videos on that, so check them out because it's very interesting. So Kathleen said, are the new guides ready yet, or do we have to wait till November? As I understand it, they should be available in November. Sometimes they come in earlier, sometimes they come in later, but I think we'll have them in November. But I haven't heard anything different. Somebody said they would be here till January, but I have no information of that. So do I have any other questions? Jen says they're available now. I think they're available now to order for sure. I just finished a quilt binding with my Applaud for the final stitch. How did you finish it off at the end? Well, I'm just going to show you something I've done. I don't actually like it, and I'm going to undo it, but it just gives you an idea of what it can do. So this was just a little piece I was playing with. It's a improv, of course. And do you see the white borders around the blocks? Now, I don't actually like them, so I'm going to undo them. But do you see how I've used the Applaud to do it? And somebody said, how did you come off and on? Well, I actually chose to come off the side of the quilt. And then what I was going to do was undo the extra stitches from my end there, and just put the threads to the back. And don't forget, you can come off the Applaud like you come off on a stitch in the round when you're stitching in the round, by pull all the threads to the back. And I showed you that in the previous video, how to do that. You're then left with the wiper threads, and you can cut those and use a needle and bury them to the back of the quilt, and then stitch them under the stitching you have. But yes, that's how you would end it. Oh, and that may be the case. Somebody said the new micro feet for the Applaud won't be in Canada till January. So Renee says she was late coming in and talking about the swing guide. I demoed the swing guide and I said the attachments it works with. It is the belt loop binder, both sizes, double fold bias binder, not the knit woven, but the double fold. The plain hammer, the single downturn feller, the single fold bias binders. Okay, all of those. Okay, I think that is about it, because I am away visiting my brother for a few days and then I'm up in Michigan. So it's going to be a couple of weeks till I'm back. So if I have any questions, I will answer them. I will type replies if I've missed them. I will do that on the plane. And I look forward to seeing you soon. You all have a great week. Keep on stitching. Keep on posting up what you're making on your serges. And I will see you soon. Oh, and I have released session 2 of the online serger club, and that will be beginning the 4th of November. Okay. Okay, you guys have a great week. Speak to you soon. Bye.